Okay, hello dear friends. So first, today I want to blah 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 and chat with you. So let me fix up myself first. You cannot fix anything else before you fix up yourself. In the airplane, you buckle up yourself first. Before you buckle up your son, your daughter, your friend, your parents. Sorry to waste your time for these useless things, but it's part of the process. It's part of the process of our life, right? We spend only a small portion, a small portion of our life doing something that we need to do, we have to do, and we are formally doing. But the rest of the time, and majority of the time, the better part of our time is spent preparing ourselves for doing that small portion of our time. Our majority is in the preparation to prepare for our life, to prepare what is coming our way, to prepare and get ready for whatever is coming our way, and also not even preparing for the things that will suddenly, accidentally bump into our life, bump in front of you, but also those things that we prepared to do. In teaching, we take majority of the time preparation, correction, and the class time is just a few time. It's a few portion of our career time, right? Or you can prepare less and then suffer more and have a lot of things to do to make it up. If you prepare yourself well in advance and prepare it ready and get your class material in place, class plan in place, worksheets in place, handout in place, everything in place, your life, the class will be much more effective. Let's say you spend 2 hours preparing all these things, and then after that you don't need to do much. I mean, you do not have much trouble to solve. But, not but, it's but. Not but, it's only but, okay? But, what did I want to say? But if you do not prepare yourself, if you do not spend this 2 hours time to prepare yourself, to get things ready, get things in place, get things in your hand, and get into the classroom, then when you start to teach, you will be running here and there, cannot find this, cannot find that, and the class will not be delivered clearly, systematically, and functionally, and you cannot make a good delivery of your class, and then you will spend much longer time, 2 hours, 3 hours time to make up what you have missed during that unprepared class instruction time. Do I make sense, teachers? So, no matter what, your wedding ceremony, you get married, prepare a birthday party, prepare your company event, prepare anything. Every minute of your life, your time, will be justified. Your time spent are all counted in heaven. Well, somebody knows how much you have paid, and it will be recorded. Anyway, so what I want to say, I actually do not want to say much. Majority of our time is in preparation. This little small talk is just as a self-explanatory explanation for why I spend this much time not talking the talk, but talking the unimportant things. What can we do? Color brings us life. If we do not have color, that is not right. Okay, I think we are almost getting to the stage that I can chat with you. let me finish this one. I will. This color goes a little bit with, it's a cold red, a little bit with it goes with the top color. Okay, enough is enough. I will stop there. So what I want to say in this video is I want to take this time to chat with you about a few things. One thing is about going to museum. One thing is about stress. Another thing is about athletic skill. And all these things is connected. Everything in our life is interwoven. They are connected. So in the sense, first I will say athletic skills. We all know athletic skills need practice. If you give up, if you stop, your skill will lose. You can take it back. We have seen Michael Phelps. He stopped and then he regained, and you can get it back. But if you do not practice, it will lose. Only when you keep on practice, you can refine your skill and make it better. Some skill is age-based. You need to do when you are young. Ballet, dancing, you can dance up to 50, 60. There are wonderful people dance ballet ding 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 until 50, 60s, and or even older. But majority of the time, our physical condition give us. Our physical condition limits our ability of doing it, of our best performance, optimization of our performance. But some skills you can just keep on doing. For example, painting, there is a peak time of your skill, and if there is a certain age that you are just so right because you have energy, you can concentrate. When you are too old, you do painting. Of course, you can do very seasoned painting, but your energy level is not just there. And what we need to do, you and me, we are young enough to practice our skill. We are not yet too old to stop doing anything. So keep practicing. I find myself, the painting skill is starting to deteriorating or starting to go away because these couple of months, every year until December, the beginning of December, I was crazily busy. I have a big project. I need to do it. I need to put my heart and soul and make myself full concentrate and full focus on it. I refuse to get any distraction, even those painting, even that relaxation. It just diverts my attention. It takes away my attention. I will not do that. And this week is our school break. We have 1 week time. I pick up my oil pastel. This is the first time I use not oil pastel, oil stick. This is the first time I use oil stick, and So it's new, it's something new I am not familiar with, my good excuse, and it's a liable excuse and reliable excuse. And the second thing, I just didn't practice for a long time. I am starting to lose that skills of painting. And it really frustrates me. When I see this painting, I start to realize that there is nothing wrong with me personally, but there is something wrong. There is nothing wrong with me personally as a human, as a normal human being, that my skill was not there. The reason is there is nothing wrong with me because I did not practice. And if you practice, keep on practice, you will get better. And you will start to, by repetitively doing something, you will find the pattern, you will find the nature. A young kid, I learned swim by just swimming. It's my style. I do not like to be taught. And I cannot watch video. I cannot watch educational video because I just feel it's a waste of time. I want to watch that moment of important. I'm sure I can connect with a lot of people. You can only watch that particular moment of important. You fast forward until that moment to listen to that moment, right? I know you do that because I do that. So I like to get the most important things. I do not want to watch videos. I do not want to waste time. And where I'm talking about, I trap myself into my own trap because I didn't practice enough. And the skill is an accumulation by repetitively doing it and engaging into it. And engagingly doing something, you develop your proficiency, you develop your pattern, you develop your tricks. The trick of trade started from there. For example, when I cut paper, the first cut is always here, this way or that way. It's not perfect. It's straight. It just, there is 1 millimeter, 1 mil difference. But when I keep on doing 2 or 3 or 5, I will make the pattern just perfect. I cut the paper, it comes out like a machine cut almost, because I always follow the same line. I find the pattern of it. Doing painting, doing bamboo painting, and doing orchid painting. I find my pattern, and those patterns, it needs to practice enough until you get the feeling to develop that skill, that pattern. And same as painting, you find, cloud, I need to do strong, I need to do light, whichever way I need to do. There is no right, no wrong. I have seen artists just splash paint, white paint on the sky, and then slowly smear it around. I have seen artists, okay, yeah, let me say it, let me feel good. Yeah, I have seen myself, my own way of doing it is just use a very dry brush, slowly doing it. So there's no right, no wrong. Find your pattern, and find the pattern that you are most comfortable with until you develop into your own unique method. Let's say my unique method is doing very dryly. Yes, the very dry brush stroke to make it. And do not stop there. When you are so good that you cannot even make mistake. Same as I now make yogurt. Whatever temperature I make it, it just does not make mistake. It is becoming part of my part of my system to make it right. Yeah, there are something that you make it so good, so right, you are so confident that you cannot make this mistake. This time, force yourself to make mistake. Force yourself to make mistake. Intentionally make mistake. And use mistake as a way to opening up yourself to find new way of doing things. Find a different way of doing things. If we see something always straight, we can see only one perspective. If we turn around, look around the building, front, back, side, every way, we can see a full vision of the 3D vision of that particular building, of that particular thing. And you can have a much better control. Instead of only from one angle, you can see and you can do it from different angle. So break up yourself and keep practicing. So I lose that skill, but it's not a problem because I know I can make it back. If you keep practicing, if you start it again and do it again, you will get it back. And another thing, a side note about this oil stick. I do not like oil stick because it smells. It comes from oil painting, must be. It is artistic grade, artist grade, but it smells. It has much stronger smell than what? I have not used anything with smell actually. Mostly my painting does not have any smell. So I will not do that in my home or indoor. Maybe, but that is very handy. I think that's particularly for people sensitive to the smell and can take it outside. If you do outdoor landscape or outdoor painting, that will be good. Or use a big, huge classroom, studio, atelier, that will be good also. Just a side note that oil stick, if you are sensitive to smell, that is not a good thing. I'm not saying that is good or bad. It's a very good product, but there is a smell to it, and I am not comfortable with smell. I do not like perfume, I do not like smell, I do not like anything with smell, garlic, onion, art supply, and alcohol, any smell. I just do not like smell. Okay, so our skills are as athletic ability is an athletic skill. You need to practice, and once you practice, you can gain it back and becoming better and better. Another reason I lose my art skill is because I went to museum too much. It's a waste of time. You may disagree with it, but nothing can be abused in the sense that going to museum is a good thing, but going too many times and going too often, you lose your skill, you lose your time. Your life only have this much of time. You use this part of time going to museum, this part of time going to museum. You only have this part of time do painting, right? And other things. If you have, your life is only this much time. If you use this much time to go to museum, and you will have, my proportion is right, you will have a larger part of time to do your other things. And also, if you go to museum too often, you just you will not appreciate as much as going less time, right? You want to eat something, you have tons of it, and then you lose the taste of it. And only once in a week, or once in every 2 weeks, once in a week is fair enough. If we do not go often, we will miss a lot of things. And also, it's a very good spiritual nourishing moment. Spiritual meditating. It's a very spiritual refreshing moment. We need it. How long? Okay. I will stop here and keep. So going too often will spend too much of your time just looking at art. Looking at art is learning. It's one part of learning. Another part of learning is doing art. I do not want to become a talker, a speaker, and not a practitioner. I want to do painting. This makes me happy. I'm not an art critic, and I do not want to be an art critic. I'm not discriminating, but I just feel painting is such, or doing something with your hand, it's such a joy. It's such a luxury. I do not want to lose that by talking too much, by making video too much. And also, a lot of you museums do not allow video. That's another story. Some museums allow video. And so I am thinking, if we do not go to museum, go to interesting place, we need to make a rule. Every now and then, you make your frequency. You decide your frequency. Once a week, once a month, once a fourth week, once a quarter, whichever way you decide. You have to make a rule and follow that rule. Make up your own principle. And another thing I want to say is about painting, athletic skill, frustration. Yes, another bad thing about going to museum. We are not so luxury people. If you go to museum, you do not see middle-aged people going there because we have too many things to do in life. When we are retired, we have time, and when we are young, there are many young couples. There's no family, there's nothing, a job or have fun. But when you are at the family age, have to control it. So I went to museum and then I came back home. Kids not eating, finished work, homework not finished, house is stressed, and it builds up frustration. And a good thing, not used wisely, it turns against you. Any good thing, yeah. Any good thing is subject to abuse. Make sense? That's profound. Any good thing could be a subject of abuse. I learned these kind of thoughts from a philosopher, and it's not worded this way, but I think that's profound. The moral of things is doing it in moderation. Do not abuse, do not use too much, do not do too much, do not do too less. Do it just right. If this time you have done too much, make a little bit adjustment, and the next period you will do a bit less, and in the long term you even it out. It will be good. I'm not yet criminal for going museum too long. Okay, yeah, I can still adjust it, adjust it back. So make sure you prioritize your life. I had a stressful night last night because I went to museum. I went to see some wonderful Tony Basil and Michael McClure and what else? Another name is Bruce Conner. It's a fascinating exhibition. Fascinating exhibition. It was. It's video worthy. I would like to make some video about this artist. It's fascinating. You are disgusted by the art piece. I don't know. I cannot find a word. It evokes so much emotion of disgust, of agony, of amaze, of awe, of just such a it rises your emotion to its fullest point. Some of his artwork, and then some of his other artwork, some of his painting is just awesome. You are in awe with it, and you just could not imagine what you are seeing, what the work he has done. I hope I will be able to do a video, about this artist. And then last night, it was a wonderful, wonderful night, and I met new friends. And in the San Francisco Modern Art Lounge, it's a member lounge. When you are a member, you are invited into different activities, different opening ceremony and something. You feel good, and it's not expensive. You can afford it. If you go to a museum 3 times a year, then the ticket is already the ticket is already paid. But so many good activities. So I was doing. There are people talking and music. I danced a little bit to the music, and but it's quite. I'm quite ashamed. Nobody is dancing. People chatting, drinking, and I'm the only one dancing. So I stand up and then I sit down. Okay. Another thing, I started to coloring. There is a coloring page. I started to coloring, and I talked with my neighbor, and he was doing something else, very interesting, find the pattern of a word. And I start to do some doodles. Anyway, there are so many things you can do, you can enjoy. And I asked, did you come here alone? He said, yes, I came here alone. And I said, I came here alone also. And we both find that sometimes give ourselves some individual time away from others' time is the most luxury thing we can treat ourselves, and we so need it. And just do not overuse it. Use it in the right time. And it was a wonderful night, and when I came back home, it's just family things I need to take care of, and it becomes quite stressful. So, I'm sorry, this so is too loud. I listened to that professor's voice. That is too loud. So, let me put it a little bit softer. Okay. So, enjoy things in moderation, prioritize your life. There is nothing changed in your principle of life. Just make it right. When there is chance to make it wrong, and when mistakes happen, mistakes always happen. When mistakes happen, stop, slow down and think, and reorganize your life. And replan your life, rearrange your life. I love you, I really do.